Okay, hey everyone. Today what I'm going to be working on is an apple and some grapes in oil pastels. So I have my pencil, my eraser, and my oil pastels with me. So what we're going to do first is we're going to start with the apple, which we want it to be like an oval shape to start out. That's the easiest way to get it in, okay? And then we're going to put a little happy face up here at the top, okay? And then we're going to get in our stem. All right, and I'm going to add a leaf to it too. All right, then once you get that basic shape, you can come in and kind of change the bottom a little bit to make it a little bit more apple-like. Okay, and then I'm going to get the grapes coming in next to it. So the main thing to do when you're drawing your grapes is not to make them too small. Okay, so I'm making them about the size of a nickel or about the size of a real grape, and I'm overlapping them. So just remember to not get them too tiny and to overlap them. So I don't show the bottom part of each one because they're connected in a bunch. And we have a tendency to make them pretty small, so just keep an eye on how big you are making them. And you can make as many grapes as you want in your bushel here. That seems about good. I'm going to make a little bit of a table line. All right, and I'm going to start actually with the grapes. So I'm going to take a dark green and I'm just going to do the left side of each of the grapes. So I'm putting kind of a dark C on each one. If they overlap, you can do the dark behind the other one. But just on the left side of all of the grapes, I'm going to put a little bit of dark green. And you could do purple grapes, so you could just do it with a dark purple on the one side or more of a reddish color if you want red grapes. I'm going to do a red apple and green grapes. Okay. So I got my dark side in there. And then I'm going to take my kind of lime green, apple green, and fill it in. And I'm kind of pressing hard. I want to fill in all of the white spots. And I'm kind of taking some of that dark green into the light green. So I'm kind of twirling it a little bit just to blend those colors together. And this is going to separate each one of those grapes. When we're in class, we normally use a little bit of turpenoid to kind of blend some of this stuff, but I know a lot of my students don't have that at home, so we're doing something called burnishing, which is just layering those colors. So you got to make sure that you press hard to get it all nice and blended and filled in nicely. I'm doing each one individually so it doesn't look like one big thing of grapes. We want to have them separated. Okay. Last one. All right. Now we're going to work on the apple. All right, and we want to come in, and the same as we did with the grape, you want to have dark, medium, and light. So I'm going to use a little bit of brown actually to come in and put in some where the the grapes would be overlapping the apple. Okay. And also just along the bottom a little bit, just to add some shadows in here. And then also at the top of our apple. Okay, we can get a little bit in there too. Then I'm going to use the two color reds. I have kind of this darker red and then the orangey red to come in and fill it in. So if you do your first pass over and kind of not fill it in totally dark, then you can come in with one of the other ones on top of it and start filling in a little bit more. You just use a combination of both of those colors. And again, if you wanted to do a green apple, you would just do it with dark greens and light greens. Leaving the stem and the leaf. All right, and you can see it's not totally filled in because what I'm going to do now is even come in with a lighter orange. You could do a yellow, whatever you wanted to kind of blend it even more. So layering those colors on top from dark to light is really going to do a nice blend and give you several different tones in your apple because nothing is just one color. I'm going to come back in with the brown and get in my stem. Use a little bit of the gold to come in and get a highlight on there. All right, and then back to the dark green to get in some dark into my leaf. And then the light green too. You can use different shades of green. In oil pastels, there's lots of different shades, so you could do whatever shade you wanted to, but you just want to get some dark, some medium, and some light in there. Okay, now what we're going to do is with our white, we want to come in and get in a few highlights on our apple. Okay, because apples are kind of shiny. The grapes would have a little bit of a highlight too, so you can take and just press and get a little white glimmer on them. That'll help make them look shiny like they are in real life. Okay. You can decide what color you want your background to be. And oil pastels work great if you use them on the side. I'm going to do a light blue for my background, so I'm actually coming in and using the whole side of the oil pastel to come in, and it kind of just fills it up a little bit easier. And then I'm going to take some of the white on top of it using the side stroke again. And that'll help blend in that background. Then you want to do the same for whatever you want to do for your table. I am going to do browns for the table. I'm going to do my stroke side to side. Get up underneath all the grapes. little bit of gold on there too. I'm actually going to do the gold with the side stroke. All right. And because my table is brown, my shadow would then be a darker brown. So what I'm going to do is actually just take a little bit of black, okay, and add a black shadow under here. Lightly though, I'm not doing it super dark, just right under where everything would be. And then I am going to come in with the brown on top to kind of blend it in again. All right, and there you have it.